Slalom for beginners, level 4. Timing turns with the boat and 2 hands. So, in level 1, we learned how to stand correctly on the ski, such that your chest is up, your shoulders are back, and your elbows are on your rib cage. Using that position, we then move on to level 2, which was simple weight crossings. With the simple weight crossings, we were in constant connection with the boat, where the boat was pulling us from one side to the other. And in order to do this, we learned how a ski actually turns. And it's not by moving the ski around, it's literally by putting some weight over the edge of the ski. And we do that whilst maintaining a tall body position that we've done in level 1. Level 3, we then moved on to experiencing what it's like to be free of the boat. Free of the boat, if you remember, is when you're outside of the wake and the boat isn't pulling you quite as hard. And this is essential for moving on to level 4. With level 4, we're actually going to start carving some turns. Now these are only going to be done correctly when we pull together levels 1, 2 and 3. So with that in mind, if we look here, the idea of the turns we're looking for is the level 1 position where you've got nice tall body, chest is up, so the chest is nice and tall, your elbows are attached to your vest, and as we move out to the side, we're now getting free of the boat. And when you're free of the boat, we're now going to use this freedom from the boat in order to lift the arms out in front. So you can see here, arms are coming, arms are actually come away from the body, and the handle right here. The handle is away from my chest. And then at the right time, and this is where the timing comes in, at the right time, I'll bring my elbows down and lock them against the side of my body. Now, the boat then, we do nothing more because the boat is going to be pulling down this line and creating pressure in this area. And as that pressure builds, what's going to happen is that my weight is going to be pulled across in this direction here, much the same as we experience in level 3. So if we follow that through, you'll see that my hip moves across the inside of the ski. I'm still trying to face down course, and because I'm being pulled across the edge of the ski turns. Now the important thing about this is to be able to constantly resist. So this shoulder here has to resist being pulled in this direction. So as the boat pulls you, really you'll find that all the effort is going to be down this side. Effectively, we talked about the power triangle before. This sort of triangle here is what we're interested in. You've got to resist the body being pulled towards the boat. And what that does, the result of that, is that your weight gets moved across the inside of the ski then turns. And it's that gives you the correct position here to be pulled across the wake. And as you approach the wake, the ski comes underneath you, your arms stay on the vest, nice and tall, land on the other side and continue in the same position, chest still nice and tall, elbows on the vest. Get the other side, same idea. Arms come up. In front of you when you're free of the boat, and then at the right time, and that timing is going to be advised to you by your coach, you're going to lock the elbows down, chest up on the rib cage, and what will happen is the line will come tight, and as the line comes tight, it's going to pull your upright body over the inside of the ski again, which is going to turn the ski. And it's that pressure from the boat down the line to your arm, to this arm here, that's going to cause you to turn. Now this is going to seem quite odd because it's not an actual turn as such. What you're doing is you're using the pressure from the boat and the positions we created in levels 1, 2 and 3 in order to actually use the energy from the boat to pull you across the wake. So let's just watch it a little bit again. Same idea, arms up, get pulled across the inside of the wake, hold that position with elbows on the side of your vest. Now, some of the things that can happen when you're doing this, if you don't engage your elbows on the side of your vest and your arms stay up straight in front of you, then what you might find is you don't actually get enough freedom from the boat and you're under constant pull of the boat. And as a result, what would happen is you'll see that you actually are getting pulled more by your shoulders than you are through your elbows attached to your rib cage. So what will also happen is you find yourself trying to turn by dropping your head and your shoulders into the turn rather than staying nice and tall and having your hip come in because of the pressure from the rope. Again, you can see it just doesn't look right. And because you haven't had the opportunity to lock your elbows on a tall rib cage, when you get to the wake, the boat now pulls you and overloads your upper body, so you end up breaking at the waist. You can see it's not very comfortable at all. Another situation which can occur when you're trying this is that you put in too much energy on the cutting side of the wake, such that your freedom from the boat is too much. You're coasting for too long. And as a result of coasting too long, in your head you want to turn, so you try and turn earlier than you should do, so the timing's not correct. And what will happen in that situation is you'll find yourself that your arms are in front, you think, now I want to turn. You can't because the line, it has gone loose, so there's the line there, it's not straight, so there's now no pressure on that outside arm, so you can't actually turn. So what will happen is you'll stand on the back of the ski, and when you try and turn, the line will come tight and give you what we call kind of a hit, where there's more pressure than you need. So the goal of this exercise, of this level 4, is not to have the line go loose, it's to actually have a tight line all the way down to control where you can lift your arms up in order to be able to turn. The lifting of the arms is what allows you to actually create the correct timing for the turns, and this will be essential when we move into actually running the course itself. Now, another example of what can go wrong is, this is a good example just to show what we call breaking at the waist, where when you get to the wake, which can seem daunting when you first start going over it, is what happens is your shoulders come forward. So shoulders come forward and can break at the waist in this direction here. The reason that's happened, if we take it back, is again, it's to do with timing. So you're out coasting down the lake, the timing is correct, the rope is tight. This is where we should be in position 1, with elbows locked against the lower rib cage, so that as the boat pulls you, your body comes to the inside. That's what turns the ski, and we just hold position. Now, unfortunately, what happens here is that as the boat starts to pull, the arm isn't connected to the rib cage, and neither is this one. So the chest is a little bit rounded, both of the arms are up in front, and now the rope is tight with the boat pulling. Once the boat is pulling you and your arms are straight, the opportunity to get your chest up and bring your elbows onto your rib cage is very limited, because the pressure against the ski is just going to make that really hard to do. And you can see that as the ski turns, first of all, the ski doesn't turn as well because you haven't got that, the hip's not having the opportunity to move in with a tall body. Instead, it's the whole body is moving across, so the actual turning circle of the ski is much less. But because the pull now is directly down the rope, effectively to the shoulders, as you get closer to the wake, the pressure is going to build up against the ski, and it's only really a matter of time before the body collapses, because all the pressure is on the shoulders. And you can see that what happens as we get closer to the wake, hips start to drop back as the shoulders come forward, and really now the problem, the situation is, how do you hold this? How do you actually save yourself? And so the natural situation here, which has to happen, is that you bend at the waist. So let's go back to what we're actually looking for again, just as an example again. So free from the boat, locking in that arm, free from the boat again, arms up, collect the power triangle, across the wake, arms up, collect the power triangle, boat pulls you across the wake, arms up, collect the power triangle, boat pulls you across the wake. And that's it. That's level 4. This is not easy. It's essential that you talk to your coach, and initially they'll have to give you the correct timing input as to when you actually collect the power triangle in order to cross the wake. Good luck, and look forward to level 5.